Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Plain Speak. Now, Zafar Sareshwala, Indian businessman who's seen the Prime Minister work in Gujarat when he was Chief Minister very closely, is joining us on the Prime Minister's big statement on his relationship with Muslims. Zafar Sareshwala, thanks a lot for joining us here. Now, the Prime Minister spoke to Network 18 earlier. He said his image was tarnished by others post-2002. He says Muslims in Gujarat, even post-Godhra and the riots, supported him because of the good work he did for them in his state. So, overall, fundamentally, do you think Narendra Modi was wrongly maligned back then and continues to be?
See, post 2002, after 2002, he won the election again in 2002 December. So after that, till he was the chief minister, his conduct with the Muslims in Gujarat was absolutely class. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Yes, there were a lot of people who wanted to malign, the SIT happened and so many things were there. And there was a narrative. But at least by the time, he won the third election, that is in 2012 December, Muslims vote to Mr. Modi, not BJP, because of Mr. Modi was highest ever. Nowhere in India BJP had got that amount of votes which Mr. Modi, as the who won the third election in Gujarat. So that you have to accept. At least Muslims in Gujarat were very happy. There was no doubt about it.
So was he targeted deliberately then? And if so, by whom? You've seen him from close quarters. This tag of being anti-Muslim was put on him. Why?
अब वो तो एक पॉलिटिकल नैरेटिव बनाया गया था, बल्कि मोदी क्या, बल्कि जो मोदी साहब से ताल्लुक रखते थे उनको भी एंटी मुस्लिम टैग दिया जाता था. आई मीन, सपोज समबडी लाइक मी, मेरा कोई सियासत से लेना देना नहीं है, ना मैं कोई कांग्रेस पार्टी के खिलाफ कभी था. गुजरात के चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, अगर हम उनसे बात नहीं करें मुसलमानों की तो किससे बात करें? क्या हम परवेज मुशर्रफ से बात करते या हम हसीना वाजेद से बात करते? तो वो मोदी साहब से बात करने पर भी हम पर टारगेट किया गया था. यानी ये हाल था उस वक्त.
जी. But fundamentally, Zafar Sareshwala, this question arises because some say that Narendra Modi didn't do enough to either stop the riots or he let one side run riot. Of course, there were many personal charges made against him. None of them have stood the test of time or legal scrutiny. But was this criticism fair of him as the chief minister in 2002?
See, people can't, reduce me to anything because Shivani, my family was the biggest victim of the riot. My house was burnt, my factory was burnt, my offices were burnt. We were reduced to ashes. But we said, okay, and this was not the first time it had happened. I mean, this 2002 riot was not the first riot. I mean, there was a riot in 1969, which is actually by far the worst riot in the post-independent history. More than 5,000 Muslims were killed in Ahmedabad city alone. Then there was riot in 85, 87, 90, 92, and then 2002. So it was not for the first time. And our family was targeted not for the first time. Same thing had happened to my family when I was hardly 4 years old or 5 years old in 69, 85, 87, 90, 92. So it was not for the first time. But yes, this was the first riot which had happened under BJP's rule. Because earlier, all the riots which happened, the government in Gujarat and in the center was Congress party. So this was the first riot which happened under their watch. But, to say that Mr. Modi was responsible for that, well, I don't think that would be fair, because if you go back in the history, this was the third day of Mr. Modi. He took oath on, I think, 24th of February, and this riot happened on 27th. So any chief minister would not be able to control the entire police or the system for at least so many days. It would not have possible. Yes, you can say that he was the chief minister. The buck stops with him. But for the chief minister to be held responsible, I don't think that would be fair. Like, you are a CEO of a company, you have branches across the country, and something happens in one branch. Yes, morally, the CEO is responsible, but you can't say that it has happened because of.
Right.
So, yes, he was the chief minister. That's it.
Okay, let me ask you a final question, Zafarji. Have Muslims changed their mind about him now? He's been the Prime Minister now for 10 years. Or is there still a sense of him as a threat? The Prime Minister in his interview, for example, says that, his schemes don't discriminate against anybody and Muslims benefit as much as anybody else.
See, there are two things here. Yes, as far as the government of India's beneficiary schemes, right, from if you take the Jan Dhan, where they opened bank accounts, they tagged it with, credit card, debit card, and they tagged with insurance policy. After that, giving money for toilets, giving money for houses, cylinders, so many other schemes. Like they are giving that ration to almost 60 crore people. In that also Muslims are recipient to that. So in as far as distribution of government schemes is concerned, there has been no discrimination. I mean, that I can say. But the problem is that the ecosystem around BJP, they are spoiling the narrative of the Prime Minister. They are the ones who are responsible. Although there are not much incident, but those incidents of lynching have happened. Now these are the people. Then there is, against Muslims, so many things are happening on the Twitter, on social media, and these people claim to be part of BJP. So these are the people who are responsible, and they are doing disservice to Mr. Modi and BJP.
Okay.
And these are the people. See, I'm sitting now in Abu Dhabi. I was in Saudi Arabia. Those people's narratives, what they speak against Muslims, against Islam, is now being seen here in Saudi, in UAE, in the Arab world with Arabic subtitles. So these are the people who are spoiling the whole narrative or the positives which PM Modi has done.
Okay. All right. Zafar Sareshwala, thanks a lot for joining us and giving us your perspective on just the whole narrative around Prime Minister Modi, for or against. Thanks a lot for joining us here on CNN News 18.